the start of the outdoor series has definitely not gone the way Chase Sexton or Kawasaki probably has hoped. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that he's crashed in every moto so far, and two crashes in the Moto 1 at Hangtown kind of screwed his day, right? Starting or finishing 11th in Moto 1 kind of takes away any chance of getting a good overall. And upon that, there is the report, sighting, rumor, whatever you want to call it, that when he went back to the pits, he ghost rode that bike into the pits. Rode it in, let it go, and just said, here it is, I don't care. Now, this is obviously already going off of the rumor for months, right? That he wants to get out of this contract already. This is following the year that they had last year with Jorge Prado and him supposedly wanting to get out of not supposedly, him getting out of his contract already. After, 1 year of a 3-year deal, which I'm pretty sure Sexton has the same length. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I'm pretty sure he also has a 3-year deal, and this is the first year of it. Now, you can say, right, every single bike that Sexton has been on, he's crashed on. He's washed the front on, not only Japanese bikes, because he did it on the Honda, he's done it on the KTM, he's doing it on the Kawasaki. So you've got Japanese brands, you've got Austrian brands, and it seems to be just, the one common denominator is him. After a certain point, it becomes how much do you really look at the bike compared to how he's riding it. Now, you could say, does he not know how to set up these bikes? And that's a problem. Or is he trying too much, right? Instead of fixing or trying one little thing or another thing here and there, is it trying, throwing everything at the wall and hoping it fixes everything? Who knows? But the report of the ghost ride did come from Motocross Action magazine. One of the crew supposedly saw, quote, Chase ghost riding his bike into the pits following the race. Now, you've got the Title 24 podcast with Villapoto and Carmichael talking about it. And, I mean, it looks bad, right? From his own side of things, he finished poor for 2 rounds so far. Not that he's super far back, because at the moment he's 5th overall in the Outdoor Championship. But, I mean, already 33 points behind Hunter Lawrence. He's 27 points behind Jet Lawrence. He's behind Hayden Deegan. Even RJ Hampshire's up there. And you got to say, with Justin Cooper, who was doing super well, injured, probably would have been behind him. Eli Tomac, obviously. This is just another kind of mediocre start to the year, and it doesn't look good on that bike, right? And let's just play the hypothetical game. If Kawasaki loses 2 big names in 2 years, right? If they have Jorge Prado get out of this contract last year, and if it happens again with Chase Sexton this year, it's going to look really bad for them as a team, as a, whatever you want to say on that side of things. Who knows if it happens, right? I mean, I doubt it's going to be as easy for Chase Sexton, right? He doesn't have the convenient move to KTM lined up, right? He's already burned that bridge, I'm assuming. He's already burned the Honda bridge, and they're full anyways with the Lawrences. So he doesn't have the convenient, hey, I'm moving over to this team, they're going to help me get out of my contract, and I'll be, set up for next year. He doesn't have that move that Prado did. But if he does get out of this, right? There's Ducati, Triumph, Beta. You could go to maybe Club MX or one of those like other size teams, because Yamaha is going to be full with with Deegan and Cooper Webb, Justin Cooper, Davies coming up. They're going to be full for the next decade, and it's going to be hard. But this just looks bad. For the team. On the racing side of things, the result side of things, losing or possibly losing 2 top name riders in 2 years. And for Sexton, this looks bad. Ghost riding your bike into the pit because you're crashing is never a good look. Like that just it's you out there on the bike. Yes, it might not be good, but if you're the one washing the front and crashing multiple times in a moto, finishing 11th, it's it's on you. And again, it's happened on every brand he's been on, every team he's been on. This is not a new thing. This is not a hey, he got on this bike and it's not working for him. Hey, he's on, a Japanese bike now instead of whatever. This is a consistent problem. And the funny thing is, if you go on, or if you're on like Moto Twitter, Moto X, whatever you want to call it, the amount of meme pictures that are on there are so funny. The the front needing training wheels, people giving him a big wheel on the front. There's somebody did a nice like Photoshop of the quote unquote ghost ride he did with KTM when he won a race was a couple years ago and changed all the colors to the Kawasaki. It's some good times if you want to go on there and actually look up stuff, but who knows? I mean, he could come back. Obviously, he had a couple wins in Supercross, and then the rest of the year he was kind of nowhere. First year on a new bike, it is what it is. But if you already have the rumors that he doesn't like it, he wants to get out, and now you have stuff like this where you've got the, I don't want to say emotional, but like the frustration blow-ups. If you lose, you don't have a good day, more than likely you don't just go and ghost ride your bike into the pits. That's a boiling over point, right? That's a multiple things, or not being able to get what you want out of this thing for many months. Now, is that the bike being wrong? Is it, again, him not being able to set it up or throwing too many things at it and having no idea what's working, what's not? Who knows? And obviously on the rumor of him getting out of it, that's a wait and see thing. I mean, again, it's going to be, I'm assuming, very hard for him. The team's not going to want to do it because they don't want to have two riders leave in 2 years. And again, the question on where he would go is going to be a big one. He's burning a lot of bridges, and he's only, 26? So he's still going to be racing for, if you go into the Eli Tomac time of things, another like 7-8 years. Like that's 2 or 3 more contracts in this sport, 2 or 3 year contracts. So who knows, right? It's going to be interesting to see how he does for the rest of the year. If we have any more emotional blowups, or frustration blowups, let's put it that way, like this. And if you've seen any video, or if you know of any video, comment it down below. But this is where I'm going to leave you guys. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. Did you like Hangtown? Did you like Fox or Paula? Are you going to any of the upcoming rounds? And who do you think wins this title? Lawrence, or Deegan seems to be the competitors at the moment, really. But so I'm going to leave you. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. While you're down there, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Do all the fun things this platform lets you do, because it does really help me out. I appreciate it. And with that, I'll see you later. Peace.